Hey, family. Hope all is well. Glad to have you in the new year. This is Dr. William Clark. Happy to be streaming with you all again. And in celebration of my new book that is coming out, I wanted to spend some time talking about this all important topic of nonprofit capacity building. And this book that has been in the works for several years now is the title Capacity Unleashed, Leading for Impact and Scaling Nonprofit Success. And this book has been really a journey of exploring what it looks like for nonprofit leaders to grow and to build their organizations, to strengthen their work, to strengthen their infrastructure, to better serve their constituents and those that they hold dear to their hearts. Right. This is pivotal, and so we've been doing quite a bit of writing, quite a bit of research, quite a bit of coaching and development with our customers to build out this particular book and this content. And I'm super excited. Right, the time is here, and so we'll be coming out later this month. And so I want to encourage you to get that book once it goes live, and to be one of the first to talk about this book with me. Now, as a part of this, I want to be available to you all to talk about not only this book, but to walk through some of the concepts in the book and to just continue to unpack this with some of you as you're looking to build and strengthen your nonprofit organization and you're doing all the things you need to do to be impactful, resourceful, etc. So, what does it look like to build your own capacity? And in today's segment here, we're going to talk about unlocking leadership confidence so that you know that you're leading with intention, with purpose, with success. I want to share a couple of thoughts here with you that comes from the book, and I think that you might find this super helpful. So, one of the earlier things to think about, when you're looking to lead and build capacity for your organization, and you're looking to strengthen the infrastructure of your organization, it really does matter that you make the decision really early to lead boldly and to be intentional in your leadership. A lot of us are leading our nonprofit organizations not out of boldness, but some of us do it out of obligation, right? Whether you feel obligated to the people that you serve, whether there's an obligation to the job in and of itself, whether it's an obligation to career or finances, where there's obligation to family, where there's obligation to seeking to do good and well by your customers, which means a lot too. All that stuff matters. But a lot of these obligations do not help you lead from a place of strength as a leader. And so when we talk about leading boldly, it does matter that you are motivated and you are moved by a purpose beyond the obligations you have. So, how do you lead boldly and how do you lead with purpose? You got to know why you're in the job. Why are you the CEO? Why are you in the C suite of this organization? Why are you standing in the gap for so many people who really do need your services and who really do rely upon what you do? Why are you doing this? Right. And it has to be kind of this bold declaration that I'm here for a purpose that fills in X gap and I am motivated by this. Right. So when we move out of our way, the barrier of saying that we have these obligations that are personal or that are professional, etc., or whatever the case may be, we allow ourselves to be in position to lead with intention, right? So you want to lead boldly. And then the next thing I'll share with you, because this is a short one, I'll come back a little later. But when you start to lead boldly, you got to identify the struggles that seem to always pop up for you, right? Those struggles that always seem to get in the way of why you can't do something. Now, something that I hear quite a bit is my board, my finances, my staff, the building, the funders, et cetera, et cetera. There are always going to be struggles, right? Barriers that stand in the way of you being successful and impactful when it comes to leading boldly and intentionally. And I want to challenge you as you start to think about unlocking your capacity, when you start to think about what it means to walk in purpose and on purpose with the work that you're doing, how do you do so knowing that you have the confidence to do this and the backing of all the resources you need to make this happen. Now, so we work with our clients to develop strategic plans. And after the strategic planning process, some clients keep us on board to implement implementation plans and leadership development plans and fundraising plans and master grant applications. So these are the 5 key work products we provide for our customers. And when they start to work through these documents that we are hired to create and facilitate for them, those documents are designed with one purpose in mind: building the capacity of the organization, and to another degree, building the capacity of the leader, the CEO, those who are making final decisions. Well, why do we do that? Why do we care about that? Why does this book matter so much that's coming out? Why are we writing about capacity building? Well, it matters because some of the barriers that stand in the way of long-term organizational success really is stuck or gets stuck with the leader who is standing in the way, who becomes a stopgap or a barrier or a bottleneck. And if the leader doesn't believe in what they're doing, if they don't believe in their leadership style or their approach, or they're not leading boldly or intentionally, it has a really negative impact throughout the culture of the rest of the organization. So if you're wondering why things are moving just a bit slow, if you're wondering why decisions aren't being made as fast as they should, if you're wondering why the organization is not taking ownership, staff is not taking ownership, or staff is not moving up in responsibility, not promotion, but responsibility for their work. If you're wondering why your board members have too many questions about things that you think have been resolved, part of it could be the lack of effective leadership, meaning holding yourself accountable, holding your staff accountable, holding your team members accountable, holding all resources associated with your organization accountable. So when we are exploring this confidence building, I want to challenge you today. It's a little past the afternoon here on the East Coast. I want to challenge you today to really start to think about what you need to do to lead boldly, what steps you need to take to make that impactful change within your organization. What do you need to do to shift gears within the culture? And I got to tell you, a lot of it may not have to do with spending new money or additional money or resources. It may have to do with changing the mindset, right, that you're approaching the work with, right? Changing how you view the world, how you view your staff, how you view operations, how you view your resources, how you view available opportunities that are being presented to you. If you can shift this and to walk with the confidence to know that you're doing what's best for the organization, and sometimes it requires a radical shift, a radical decision that has to be made, you'll notice some dramatic results that will start to trickle in. It will start with these small shifts. It will start with some small changes. But those small things, they mean the world, right? They begin to make things palpable for you, to believe that anything's possible. So we embrace the small shifts. Yeah. As leaders, as CEOs, as influencers, those of us who care about building the capacity of our nonprofit organizations, we embrace the small shifts, because those breadcrumbs, they are establishing a foundation for us to believe and know that we can do this, that we can lead boldly, that we can unlock confidence within ourselves to be impactful and resourceful. And then let me just leave you with this, right? The whole goal is for you to constantly build this infrastructure within yourself so that you can address these barriers that will constantly try to pop up and discourage you and to distract you. At the end of the day, we need you at your best. We need you strong. We need you functioning to be the very best version of yourself that you can be, because our business model depends upon your success. Our professional long-term success is built upon your success. The services customers are receiving and will receive is built upon your success. Mr. CEO, Mrs. CEO of nonprofit ABC, we need you to be successful and to overcome these barriers. These barriers will not go away permanently. They will always be there. But there is a challenge for you that I'm putting down for you right now to build the infrastructure, the system, the processes to constantly and consistently overcome your barriers because we need you to be successful. Listen, there's going to be another segment coming in talking about, continuing to unpack this idea of unlocking your confidence as a leader. I'm also doing this stream because I'm super excited to announce the launch of my new book that's going to be coming up in later this month, entitled Capacity Building Unleashed, Capacity Unleashed, leading for impact and scaling nonprofit success. I wrote this book with you in mind. This book has been a labor of love over the past 2 to 3 years. I'm excited for what's going to come from this book. And we're going to be streaming, talking about this book and all the subjects that are in this book, because we believe that there's more for your organization to do, to accomplish. And I believe that you have the capacity to make it happen. I wrote the book specifically for you. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next stream.